Many studies claim to have found a definitive relation between playing violent video games and increases in aggressive behaviour. But it has also been said that video games actually relieve stress and let people release the animal inside in a victim-free and harmless manner. One could even go so far as to say there is an undeniably existent primal animalistic part of our psyche, which is excited by adrenaline-fueled activities such as fighting or shooting. But most people in this day and age don't actually wish to harm another human being or animal. Gaming allows people to experience the adrenaline rush of a fistfight or a shootout without any actual risk of harm to others or themselves. I asked some other gamers and parents of gamers what they thought about this direct correlation between violence in video games and violence in real life.
I think if that's a generalised statement, then it's wrong, because every case is individual. I think if there is something within the person that is already prone to doing violent behaviour, a video game that's violent isn't going to help, but I really don't think you can pin the blame on a violent video game.
I think there is truth to it, but I think that if games are linked with violence and violent films, on the internet you can see gruesome stuff, so games are as much as any form of media in the world.
I think there could be some correlation between those two things, but I don't think any of the studies have come up with a very clear answer to that, so the jury's still out.
However, there is more room for gratuity in games with an 18 rating. That is, if a player so chooses, they have the option for unnecessary violence, such as shooting a body after it's dead, repeatedly stamping on or stabbing a flawed enemy, or dismembering limbs. There is also an element of trivialising the death and gore in certain games by making it comedic, although this takes the violence further away from a realistic representation, and therefore has less relevance to the argument. These scenes of violence are also said to desensitise people to real violence, but personally, if I saw things like this happen in real life, I would likely throw up and it would haunt me for the rest of my life. Whereas I can watch it in Mortal Kombat and it only haunts me for a couple of days. I asked some others if they would feel comfortable watching the kind of violence they see in games happen in real life.
Flawless victory.
I don't think so, purely because if I saw a violent act, then I'd be more likely to escape that area rather than look at it and be mortified forever.
I'd be appalled, but that's because I can tell the difference between reality and fiction. When I'm looking at sprites or a caricature or whatever it is that is in the game that I'm controlling, I don't believe in it 100%. I know it's a video game. There is a gap between me and what's happening on the screen. I'm aware that it's fiction. If I was to see something, I don't know, for example, if I saw that level from Modern Warfare 2 when you go into the airport, if that happened in real life, how do you think I would react? I'd be absolutely terrified.
If it was quite serious situation, I'd definitely just escape on point, Get away. Say you saw
So basically, to summarise, I think video game violence is a thing. I think people do get affected by the violence they see around them, but I think to blame a video game for someone's violent, wrong behaviour is just ludicrous. Like I say, in the past, books have been banned, comic books have been banned, films have been banned, and now it's the time of video games.